Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching. Happy to be here with you. This is Pranic Process Online, our 8-day program that we are joining you from the heart of Romania. I'm very happy to see you again today and pick up the topic that we are about to stream about. We talk today about the power of speaking your voice, speaking your truth, and bringing your gift to the world. It's very important now that we all become aware of the importance of our inner voice, and how important it is that it is heard, because each one of us came with a specific gift here into the world. So it's really, really important that this gift is offered to humanity. That's why you were born. That's why you chose to incarnate. So we are going to discuss about how to bring that gift in a harmonious way. In other words, how to find your soul mission, soul purpose, and act from the truest version of you in order to raise your vibration. Basically, everything that you do from your heart of hearts, everything that you do from, the place that makes your heart sing, is actually offering that same song to the world and is making the world richer. And it might make you richer even because it is wonderful to get paid for being you. Get paid for being yourself. So I've seen many light workers, light beings that are now incarnated on earth. I've seen them struggling with speaking their truth, finding their voice, and bringing their gift to the world, because somehow they think that is unimportant, or that they maybe wouldn't be rewarded for it. They don't know how to monetize their skills and their gifts, which is important to know how to do, because if you're here to bring something, you are meant to be able to also be supported in that process, and let yourself be helped in that process, as opposed to what many spiritual concepts say, that all spiritual work should be free. We say that that's actually a program and an abundance block, because when you're doing energy healing, sometimes you take a lot of time to do your own practice, or to make sure that you are in balance and super aligned so that you can help the people around you, which normally takes time, and that's an act of devotion, to be so deeply immersed in your spiritual practice and to dedicate your life to it, and then dedicate the gifts of that to others, and that's something to be rewarded. So we support those who are trying to find their voice and offer their gift to the world, and learn how to be rewarded for it, and to accept help in return, or to accept financial benefits in return, or to accept a healthy energy exchange as a return for their service. That's not lowering the quality of the service, not bringing any judgment on it. You are as divine and as helpful in that situation, or even more helpful than you would be if you just give without allowing yourself to receive. So that's another thing that we feel to talk about. And the topic of today is recommended and supported by the Christed frequency, the frequency of the Christ. This program of 8 days is composed and supported by 8 ascended masters, and each one is recommending a way to raise your vibration and to keep your vibration uplifted. The Christ is recommending this service, the acts of service, the acts of bringing your service to the world and doing what makes your heart sing, as a way to raise your vibration. Because when you manifest your true power and you're bringing your gifts to the world, that's you're in full alignment and you're at the highest vibration possible, or a vibration that is in the best frequency that you can be in that moment. So I'm happy to talk about it. Let me know if that's a subject that is interesting you. I am knowing that there's many light workers here that are still looking for a path and a way to bring their gifts to the world in a healthy exchange and in a way that is beneficial for them, not only for the ones who are receiving. And so we will talk about that and probably many other things that are coming up today. Pranic Process Online is, like I said, a program of 8 days, and we meet every couple of days to bring certain topics and certain practices and the meditation to you with this program. And in the meditation, we also include the healing bowls, the bowls of different frequencies that are helping us synchronize the field in a beautiful way. So at the end, there's a meditation that includes sound healing, with 8 beautiful bowls for the chakras and 2 or 3 others with the frequencies of the Buddhas, Buddha Avalokiteshvara and the Kuan Yin, Tara, the Buddha of Compassion, that are synchronizing our field and raising our vibration. So that's towards the end of the webinar. If you want to be in the webinar, type yes in the comments. We send you the link to participate because the streaming is gonna be over soon on Facebook and Instagram. You can make the payments after, or check the link in bio called Pranic Process Online and the link in the description of the video and the comments to see how you can join this whole program and be with us for all 8 webinars, either live or in video. If you can't join us live in one of the days or several of the days, we send you the videos so that you can watch them in the comfort of your home. Okay, how many of you here are struggling with finding your soul mission or bringing your gift to the world, whatever that is? Maybe you have an artistic side that you haven't had the courage to explore, or a spiritual teaching that you would like to share, but still you didn't find your voice to bring it out into the world, or something similar where you feel blocked in manifesting your true gift, your true power, your true voice. Can you type yes in the comments if you find that resonating with you? Is it something that you have encountered or felt lately? And if so, what can we do to bring those gifts into the world with the courage and the hope and trust and faith that they will be well received and well rewarded? Well, first of all, when we are knowing that we are pure of heart, when we are aware that we are truly well-intended, we are sure that what we are bringing is useful to others and is beneficial. Another thing is to know that you are talented at what you do, so to trust yourself, basically, And you can do that by asking for feedback to your friends, to your viewers, to your followers, to whomever is getting in touch with your work. You know, feedback can be positive and sometimes it can be not so encouraging, but to have the power to receive that feedback and welcome it and allow it and not be disappointed by it will educate you and help you move forward in the quality of your service. Another thing is to know that you are connected to source and that you are streaming from there. For example, for me it's really simple because I'm never thinking of what I'm going to say to you when I start a live streaming or a class or a conference or anything. I don't think of those things. I just connect to source and stream what needs to be coming for the audience that is listening. So then there's no doubt of the fact that I'm on the right track. I just have to listen and receive and transmission information. That's all that needs to be done. But for that, it takes practice. It takes purifying your body. It takes living a life that is of a certain lifestyle to maintain your clarity. And doing energy clearing every day and energy work several times per day so that you can maintain this clarity, especially in these specific days that are really, really challenging for humanity. So we're seeing so many struggling right now. There's a very powerful waves of energy that are, basically taking out whatever has been hidden, whatever has been unhealed, whatever has been unlooked at, unacknowledged in our bodies, in our minds, in our emotions. So all that is coming out and is here to be healed and harmonized. So basically we are reweaving or repatterned to a higher energy, to a higher frequency, and that can be challenging sometimes. So the more you do your practice, your energy work, your detox and your focus, the more you will benefit from this time of change instead of being destabilized by it. So how many of you are having a daily practice? How many of you are investing in yourself? Not only time and energy and self development practice, but also maybe the money to learn something new, to go to a specific class, to follow a specific coach or teacher so that you can learn more and expand your knowledge. How many of you are doing that? So first of all, say yes to the daily practice and maybe share what is the practice that you prefer right now. And I was also wondering what is the thing that calls your heart in terms of energy alignment. What's the best thing that it will bring you up when you are down, so to speak? What helps you these days? And what would be a thing or a practice that you would offer to the world if you were to recommend something to those who are in need, to those who are in difficulty and would need some energy rebalancing? What is the thing that that would work? It has worked for you and you feel it could work for them as a practice. So share in the comments if you have any answer to these things. I'm really interested in knowing what other people are doing to keep on track and to keep focused and to keep themselves in alignment. For me, is basically all this advice that we share in this program, all the 8 steps that we've shared at the beginning, and probably many other things, but mostly it's meditation, is daily connecting to source through prayer and asking and receiving information, as detoxing our bodies and our emotional field and our mind, and staying out in nature for as much as I can, and connecting to the sacred sites and specific energy vortexes in nature. I is listening to sacred music and mantras and affirmations to program my mind and my energy field in a high vibration, and also singing and uttering mantras for the same purpose. I also have a very light diet, mostly based on liquids, and if it's not liquids, then it's fruits or vegetables, so no animal products and other intoxicants like meat and tobacco and plant-based medicines of any kind. I don't use those. I don't use alcohol to alter my spirit. My spirit is already impacted by prana, so there's no higher than that. So basically keeping it clean, keeping it light, and doing frequent detoxes, because even if you're not necessarily eating toxic food or ingesting toxic substances, there's so much in the air, water, and atmosphere right now that you do need to do a detox at least 2 or 3 times per year, even if you don't have bad food habits or bad habits in general. So that's what works for me. I also use the healing techniques and practices that I've learned over the past tens of years. I've used it for myself before practicing with other people, which has helped me be able to learn to teach other people about it. But the more I offer it to the world, the more it helps and upgrades me as well, because eventually spiritual teaching is a spiritual practice in itself, or healing work or energy work. They're all spiritual practices, because it connects you to spirit, right? I also use journaling, which is really important for the power of personal expression. I use body techniques like yoga, qigong, tantra practices that are helping me move my energy, and also dance, which is really, really important. So that's what works for me, and probably many other things that I must have forgotten to mention. I'm really happy to hear what works for you. Someone is saying, I was very disciplined before with doing my sadhana, but it has become very difficult to do it lately. Well, that's really good that you mentioned that, Carlos, because sometimes we don't have to do the same sadhana for a whole lifetime. Sometimes you have to shift something, and that's why it's been difficult. Maybe it can have other factors, like you getting distracted by certain relationships or change of environment or anything like that, traveling and so on. But the most important thing is that sometimes we need to change something in our sadhana, in our practice, for us to work better. I've been doing very serious yogi meditation for a very long time, daily, and I'm still doing that. But when I was struggling with something lately, I asked universe what would be more beneficial for me to practice. That was about 2 years ago. And the universe gave me the dance and music and singing bowls instead of the very serious deep yogi meditation. So I've included that in my life. I've been starting to work with these Tibetan bowls and sound healing and ecstatic dance. And look how beautiful it is and simple to just shift the vibration of yourself or a room with just sound, right? I didn't have to do 1 hour of meditation to have that result. I just sounded on this bowl for a few moments. I'm not saying that we have to choose something that works quicker, even though we might as well do so, because quicker sometimes is better. But it can be more fun or more enjoyable, and then it will uplift your frequency. If your sadhana is just for the sake of you being in a practice, but it's no longer bringing you joy, then the sadhana is meant to be changing. Because any spiritual practice, any sadhana is meant to bring joy. So it is made for bringing joy, peace, happiness, upliftment, and elation. So that might be something that we all want to try. Test new methods, new techniques, new spiritual practices, just to have a different frequency there. So yes, that's one thing. And in this class, we always offer a very important practice, which is called the breath test, which helps you basically learn what is best for you. You can always ask and receive an answer within your own body. So it's not kinesiological testing, it's not pendulum, it's something that your own breath is offering as an answer, where it tells you what's true and what's beneficial for you. And with that test, the breath, with that method, you can also check which are the practices that are more beneficial for you now. So while doing this test, you can ask, it is beneficial for me, or it is for my highest good to meditate more. And you get a yes or a no from your breath according to what's best for you. It is beneficial for me to do more yoga, and you have a yes or a no from your breath. It is more beneficial for me to do more chanting or more mantras, and the body tells you yes or no. So everything is in your consciousness. The consciousness is in your cells, so therefore your cells can respond to your questions because they're connected to spirits. So you will know by the reaction you'll have in your body. So this is very simple test and very reliable once you learn to master it. And while sharing this test to the end of this workshop, just make sure you type yes in the comments to be included in that meditation and in the part of sharing the breath test, where you can learn this beautiful tool to master your inner guidance. Basically, it is your connection to your intuition, your connection to spirit, your connection to source, your connection to your soul. So this specific practice, the breath test, is helping you connect more to your soul and to your divine nature and divine guidance, yes, which sometimes gets overlooked because there's so much noise and so much clutterness around us, and there's not so much connection. Let's see what else. Carlos says, oh, thank you. Yeah, we nail it. We're always guided to what to answer. Hi, Elena, long time no see. Hi, Valentin. Hi, Mihail, everybody else, Bogdan, Diakono, and Ravai, Kant, and everyone else being here. I'm really happy to see you joining us. And of course, you can join the whole program. So for the new ones, for Elena and Valentin and everyone, there's a link in bio that says Pranic Process Online. And that's where you learn about this program and how you can join it all for 8 webinars. And for those of you on Facebook, the link is in the description of the video and on the comments. Any other questions or comments on how to enhance your spiritual practice and follow up with it so that you have a high vibration, so that you stay connected to Source and manifest your true gifts and talents into the world? Do you have any other things that you would like to add or ask before we complete? I was asking, what is your daily practice that uplifts your frequency and raises your vibration, and how do you get in connection with Source, with your inner guidance, with your true gifts? Because the topic of today is, how to manifest to bring your true gifts into the world and to manifest them for others to benefit from them. So that's what we're talking about. So what's your practice? That was my question. If anyone else wants to share that about their practice or their tools, what are your tools to get back on track and to be in harmony? And along with that, since we're at the throat chakra topic, because all this finding your voice and manifesting your true gifts, all this is about it's about basically having a harmonious throat chakra, right? The Vishuddha, the chakra of the throat, is all about intuition and manifestation, self-expression, communication, clearly and harmoniously communicating your gifts and talents and bringing your gifts into the world, and soul mission activation, basically. When your throat is harmonious, you can bring the best version of you into the world and speak it out loud and be free to share it with the world, and not afraid of being judged, and not thinking of what other people would say and all that stuff. So you're free to express and to be in your mission, in your power, in your alignment, even if some people or family members don't resonate with that. So you're free. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else that we're meant to be sharing before completing. I was saying that we are bringing our best gifts to the world when our field is clear and when we are connected. So that's why I brought up the main practices that helps us stay connected and be in tune. One extra thing that I was feeling called to talk about is the power of speaking your truth and keeping your boundaries. So for example, in certain cases where something is really bothering you, or you find it, you don't find it normal, or you don't find that it is in harmony with what you want or need, or that someone is is trespassing your boundaries or your needs, or doing things that are not beneficial for you or for a community, it's very important to speak out. It is very important to set those boundaries and clear up the situation and say what you want and don't want, and clarify why it is that you are opposing to certain practices or decisions, because otherwise people wouldn't know and they wouldn't be able to meet your needs. Not all of us are telepathic, not all of us are clear about what is our need or our desire, and sometimes they're completely unaware of what's best for the community as well. For example, in our city right now, in our town, we have a beautiful mountain city, and we have an amazing viewpoint, an amazing Bellevue, right in the middle of a hill road. So that's where people are stopping to take pictures or meditate or just breathe and watch the view, or enjoy the moment, or be marveled and amazed at the landscape that they're faced with. And the local authorities have decided to build something right in the middle of that viewpoint, right in the middle of that natural spot, that sacred spot, that beautiful place. And they have digged in that area and doing several other disharmonious acts that have resulted in construction placed right in the middle of that. So we have to speak out to those things and say, no, this is not okay, and no, this is not what we want, and no, this is not what is beneficial for the community, because that whole place is ruined and you can't really have a beautiful experience there anymore. So saying no to this is something that would be beneficial for the community, would be beneficial for our life, would wake up other people to see that some things are appropriate and some things are inappropriate. And I'm sure in your lives there's specific things that you would like to change or speak to or address, and sometimes it's part of your mission to do so. So maybe look at those things in your life now that are important, that are maybe unacceptable. And it's not that when you're spiritual you have to accept everything. Sometimes when you're spiritual you have to just know how to set good boundaries. So those things that are unacceptable, that are disharmonious, that are not in alignment with your frequency anymore, you can learn to say no to that and to those, and to shift them if necessary. So this is what we recommend and encourage for everyone. So with that, we remind you that you can still join us. This is the fourth webinar of the series, so we have 5 more days to go, and we have beautiful topics still coming. Plus today we are continuing with other recommendations and meditations and practices in the webinar of the day. So type yes in the comments if you want to be included, or check the link in the description of the video or bio just to join in. Big hugs to all.